Wakfu is a tactical turn-based player economy-driven massively multiplayer online role-playing game. If that sounds like it could be a little bit complicated, that's because it is. I'm here to alleviate that. Myself, I'm fairly new to the game, and if you're like me and only speak English because the American education system neglected to teach you any other language other than 2 optional years in high school, you'll notice this game is sorely lacking in guides and resources in English. My aim is to be that resource, and where else to start than the reason you click this video. The only Wakfu beginner's guide you will ever need. Once you create an account or log in through Steam, you'll be asked to choose a server. Trust me on this one, choose Ogrest International. The Ogrest server is the single account server, the most social, and the international variant is the only one where people regularly speak English. This is your best option. You'll then be asked to choose a class. Wakfu has a large variety, each one feeling vastly different than the last, with varying levels of complexity. Just choose whatever class you think looks cool, or whose description and roles best fit what you're looking for. This choice isn't life or death, as we'll see soon. There is a way to alleviate class regret. Next, just follow the tutorial. Continue on the quest line the game sends you on. I won't sit here and re-explain things that the tutorial frankly does a great job of teaching, but I will give you the important footnotes. Huli, the spirit located here, allows you to change your class at any time up until level 30. Abuse this. You can try out every class until you find one that seems to fit how you would like to play and what you find fun. If you regret your cosmetic decisions, you can switch classes to a new one, make your way back to her, then swap back to the class you were. This also functions as a free stat reset. In the dojo you went to during the tutorial quests, you can talk to the NPC to start a fight versus the training dummy. You can use this to practice your best combos without worrying of enemies repositioning or fighting back. You can return here to the Celestial Island by using the fast travel portals, called Zapes. So you've completed the tutorial and now you're in some town called Astrub. What now? Keep doing quests. Quests stay relevant in your progression, unlocking necessary upgrades for traversal and sweet loot. They also provide great EXP. Since you're going to be spending time here, you should tour the city. You can bring up the minimap by pressing Shift and M at the same time. Northwest of Pappy Pal, you can find the Drago turkeys. These funny guys are useful for fast travel within regions. Right-click and interact with them to make them available to you. Do this for any you pass or come close to. Further this way to the center of town is the Phoenix. These act as your respawn point should you die. You probably will. This game does not hold your hand. Fights can quickly go wrong. Once you've set your new respawn point, make your way southwest to the Zape. Memorize this Zape by interacting with it. From here, you can teleport to any other Zape you have memorized. Further southwest is the Mercenary board. Interact with the board and pick up all of the quests available to you. You'll need to come back after completing the first 2 to pick up the next 2, and then again for the last quest. The Mercenary board is one of your only early sources of commas, the game's currency. After you've picked up the quest, continue on to the main story. As you follow the objectives, complete the Mercenary board side quest alongside them. This will earn you some early levels and make your life much easier than if you were to just kill monsters. After a certain point in the main story, the game tells you to leave for Mount Zenith. This is the time for you to start your own adventure without training wheels. When you leave town to the Astrub Plains, feel free to fight any monsters and check the loot you receive for winning. You'll often find equipment, which can be a much needed upgrade. You can also find the farms. Professions are important as the entire game is player economy driven. You cannot buy anything from the NPCs. We'll get to that in a later video, but for now, if you can't seem to harvest your own seeds, ask somebody nearby for some. You can likely figure out the rest from here. Northeast of here, you can find the Hunters Guild. These are located throughout the world of 12 and are very important. It functions similarly to the Mercenary board, giving you experience for things you should be doing anyways. Pick up all of these quests. Next, talk to this gentleman. He will set you on a very important quest line of killing bosses for their drops. Once you're feeling confident and meet the level requirement, try liking this video. I mean tackling a dungeon. You can adjust the difficulty in exchange for a bit of EXP and loot. This is referred to as stasis level. Stand in front of the dungeon, and if there are people nearby, drop an LFG message in chat. You'll be on your first steps to challenging bosses. Can't find anybody to help you? Add me in your contact book. You've been seeing my character's name throughout the video. Just put that in the search bar and message me when I'm online. My guild, Diamonds in the Rough, is recruiting, and we're always looking for new faces. Next up, we'll be talking about your journey past level 21, how to skyrocket in levels in the dimensional rifts. I've been Pop's voice, you've been you. And did you know that most of the classes' names are actually puns in some shape or form? Just spell Inaripsa backwards.